Well,
Good morning, students. Today we are starting with the first chapter of biology, and the first chapter in your biology book is the living world. First of all, I want to introduce the definition of biology. Students, biology is a branch of science that deals with the study of living organisms. The word biology consists of two words. Bio means living and logy means the study of. So biology is the study of living organisms. As we all know, there is diversity in the living world. We always see a variety of living organisms and they are also sharing variety of habitats. As we look around us or our surroundings, we find numerous living organisms and they are sharing different type of habitats. They are found in the cold climatic conditions in glaciers or ice covered mountains, in the deciduous forest, in the oceans, in the deserts, and they are also present in the hot springs. Students, living organisms sharing certain unique characters which make them living, and these characters are broadly classified into following categories. All living organisms shows growth, they reproduce, they show response to stimuli, they show variety of movements whether they are plants or animals. There are certain chemical reactions occurring in their body and the sum total is known as metabolism. They have the ability to self-replicate as they have DNA as the hereditary material and they also are capable to self-organize themselves. Okay, we are first taking the first characteristic of living organism and that is growth. So students, all living organisms has the ability to show growth. Growth is not only seen in animals but they are also found in plants. Growth is a character that is continuous in the lifespan of a plant. This means the plants they grow throughout their lifespan but growth is of specific duration in case of animals. After that, the cells in the animal body they mature and differentiate, and the growth period of the animals end, and they enters into their reproductive stages. The next characteristic of living organism is that all living organisms have the ability to reproduce. Here I am introducing the term reproduction. Reproduction means the process by which a living organism gives birth to offsprings that are somewhat similar to themselves. The method of reproduction here I am showing you are two types, that is fragmentation and binary fission. In the first picture, you are familiar with the process that is known as binary fission in case of amoeba, where the parent amoeba cell it divides and form the two daughter amoeba cells, and these daughter amoeba cells also have their own nucleus, and after nuclear division the division of the cytoplasm takes place and as a result daughter amoebas are formed. In the second picture, you are familiar with the process that is known as fragmentation in case of planaria. It is also known as regeneration. So here, the planaria, which belongs to the phylum Platyhelminths, have the ability to regenerate. The body of the planaria it cuts into three pieces, and you have also studied in class 10th that is the head region, middle piece, and the tail region. All of these pieces have the ability to regenerate the whole organism. The next characteristic of living organism is metabolism. What is metabolism? Metabolism is the sum total of all the biochemical reactions that are occurring in the body of the living organism. For students here the metabolism is of two types, that is anabolism and catabolism. The word anabolism indicates that there are some of the important chemicals that form the structural framework of our body. So when these small chemicals they join together to form bigger molecules, which are also known as biomolecules or biomacromolecules, the process is known as anabolism. Whereas catabolism is the process in which these bigger molecules they breaks down and form smaller molecules. As a result, large amount of energy is produced and that energy is stored in energy rich molecules known as ATPs. That's why ATPs are known as the energy currency of the cell. So metabolism is the sum total of reactions, or you can say it is the sum of anabolism and catabolism. Okay, student, the next characteristic is that all living organisms show response towards stimuli. What is stimuli? Stimuli is anything that elicit a response by the living organism. Stimuli may be biological, physical, or chemical. Here in this picture, you are saying a plant and the name of the plant is Mimosa pudica and in Hindi it is known as chulmui plant. When you touch the leaves of this mimosa plant, the side from where you touch the leaves, that side, the leaflets get drooped. But when you remove your touch, the leaflets, they again regain their ordinary position. So here the plant is showing a response uh, because of touch, and this is known as thigmotropism. Similarly, the plants show a variety of responses. Response towards light is known as phototropism. A response towards chemicals is known as chemotropism, and response towards soil is known as geotropism. And beside these, there are numerous responses that are shown by plants as well as animals. For example, when you prick a needle to anybody's body, that person show a response towards that particular stimuli. So all living organisms can sense the changes in their environment, and in order to protect themselves, they show variety of responses. The next characteristics of living organisms is they have a power of conscious. They can recognize the incidences or circumstances which they faced in their life. They have special type of cells known as memory cells, and these memory cells they store the information that is remain in the subconscious mind of the living organism. Here I am introducing a very special term, that is biodiversity. The word bio means living and diversity means so many variations that are found in the living organisms. So there are variety of living organisms, and all of these living organisms show variations in their structures as well as their body parts. So there are lot of plants and animal species found in the earth, and some of these species or their nomenclature is done by the scientists, but some of these species are still to be discovered and their naming has to be done. Okay, students, what is nomenclature? Nomenclature is the branch of science that gives names to different species of plants and animals. First time the term nomenclature is used by the scientist Carolus Linnaeus, and he has introduced one very famous system of nomenclature, and that is binomial system of nomenclature. Here the scientist Linnaeus says that the naming of a particular species always consists of two words. The first name is the name of the genus and the second name is the name of the species. For example, if we want to give name to human beings, so here the word Homo means the name of the genus and the words sapien means the name of the species. So sometimes the scientists also add his name along with these two names, and if we want to give the full name of the species human beings, then it is Homo sapiens linus. Here I am introducing some technical terms used in botany. First is classification. What is classification? Classification is the arrangement or it is the arrangement or the process in which we divide the different things into various categories on the basis of certain similar or dissimilar characters present in them. There is another term known as nomenclature. Nomenclature is the word that means we have to give name to different species of plants and animals so that we can easily identify them. or we can easily communicate with them. Taxonomy. What is taxonomy? Taxonomy is the branch of science that deals with classification, identification, and nomenclature of particular species. What is identification? If we want to classify a particular organism, first of all, we have to recognize that particular species. So, identification is a practice by which we can easily recognize a species on the basis of certain characteristics found in them. Here I am introducing a specific system of nomenclature, and that is binomial nomenclature. As I have already discussed, the system was first introduced by the scientist Carolus Linnaeus. What is the criteria used by the scientist? Here the scientist used that the name of a particular species always consists of two words. The first word always indicates the name of the genus, and the second word always indicates the name of the species. Here the scientist tells us whenever we have to write the name of a particular species, always the name of the genus starts with the capital letter, whereas the name of the species always start with the small letter. For example, here I am giving you the picture or the nomenclature of lion, and the name of the lion according to binomial nomenclature is Panthera leo. Here Panthera indicates the name of the genus, and I'm starting it with a capital letter, and the Leo indicates the name of the species, and the name of the species is always written with a small letter. Here you are watching the picture of a very familiar system that is known as taxonomic hierarchy. So what is taxonomic hierarchy? Taxonomic hierarchy is a system in which we have divided the different ranks in classification, which are known as taxons, from lower to the higher levels. So here in the taxonomic hierarchy, the lowest rank is always given to species. Next to the species, the higher rank is given to genus. Then next to genus, we have families. Next to families, we have another higher rank known as order, and next to order, we have classes, and next to classes, we have phylum in case of animals and division in case of plants. And the highest rank in the taxonomic hierarchy is given to kingdom. So at the lowest rank we have species, and at the highest rank we have kingdoms. Here I am introducing a special term known as systematics. As the word itself indicates, the word is derived from a Latin word known as systema, that means the systematic arrangement of the organisms. Systematics is the branch of biology that deals with systematic arrangement of various organisms or species. It not only considers the arrangement of organisms, but it also considers the evolutionary relationship between different organisms, so that we can easily find out their ancestors from which that particular species originates. Here again, the various taxonomic categories are shown in the picture, and this is also known as the taxonomic hierarchy. Here I am introducing a very special term known as taxon or taxa. What is taxon? A taxon is a unit of classification in a taxonomic categories. So there are various type of taxonomic categories that are arranged in a specific order. As I have already discussed, the lowest rank in the taxonomic hierarchy is given to species, and the highest ranks in the order is genus, family, order, class, phylum, and kingdoms. I have already told you that in case of plants we are using the term division, but in case of animals we are using the term phylum. Okay, thank you students for listening the topics carefully. I hope all concepts are very much clear to you. Okay, ready for the next video lecture.